So, you wake up in your lavish noble quarters within inside the castle in the city of Silver. Uh, what would you like to try to accomplish?
I guess I would get dressed and groomed and get prepared for my daily tasks.
Okay. Would you be donning any armor, weapons, anything like that? Is that part of your daily routine, or?
So I wear an ornate studded leather and a elven scimitar on my side.
Alright, I got a question on that.
Yes.
Do you actually hold the elven scimitar? Did you purchase that as equipment?
Yes, I did.
So you do don this equipment?
Yes.
Okay. So, you finish getting ready. There's a knock at your door.
Yeah. I will go open it.
As you open it, there is a maid. She stands there with a tray of food. As the door opens, she kind of bows slightly and says, "Here is your daily breakfast, my lord."
Yes, thank you, Helga. And take the tray.
She does the little bow and closes the door as she wanders off. So, it's like a porridge almost as your morning breakfast. Better than you would find in any inn, but still it is considered a porridge.
Okay.
We'll say that there's some fresh wild berries in there as well.
Perfect. Yeah.
You little vegetarian bastard.
I'm not a vegetarian. I said I eat meat. I don't if I have options.
Alright. Sitting in your room. It's not the world's largest room. It's from the aspect that you have seen with inside this castle. It is a 5 by or 10 by 10.
Okay.
You do have a bookshelf, a nice comfortable chair, a decent bed, a little chest that you could keep some small belongings in, and a desk as well as with a stack of paper and a quill.
Okay. How long do I have before I'm supposed to be advising?
Since you're advising on Fae, specifically, is what
Well,
we're talking about.
it's Fey and Elven history are
Yeah.
my two subjects.
It is more of you will be called upon situation for you.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm gonna eat my food and then head down to Spud.
Alright. So you travel through the castle. Traveling through, you see several people. None that really catch your eye. They seem more of tenants of the property. You do see the occasional guard, which is a warforge as you pass them.
I because I don't have any major duties that constantly need my attention, I would go as far as to not help the tenants, but to become aware of who they are.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So with that being said, because I'm assuming you've been here for quite a while,
Yes.
you recognize them individually, but I would say you probably wouldn't go as far as learning their name, but you would definitely recognize if there was somebody new.
Okay.
Yeah. All the tenants are either a full elf or half elf. There is no human, no gnome, no dwarf, you know.
Yep.
you would also know that you are expected to stay within inside the castle limits. From pretty much dawn to dusk. You are allowed to leave after that, because that would be your typical time of being called upon.
Okay.
If you were to.
Now, when you say the grounds, are the stables within the grounds?
The stables are within the grounds.
Okay.
Like, you can pretty much do daily activities here. You just wouldn't be able to go shop, and you wouldn't be able to go...
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you get out there, Spud's in his stable. There's a stable hand brushing him. He's been appointed as your specific one. We'll call him Gregory. He's a younger elf, blonde hair, blue eyes. What you laughed at me for?
I'm gonna ask him how Spud is doing.
He's doing quite well, sir.
Is he,
Yes?
Is he prepared to trot around?
Yes. He has been reshoed and fed, as well as brushed and cleaned.
Would you mind settling him up? I think I'll go for a jaunt around the yard.
As you wish. Question?
Yes.
Ride-in saddle, war saddle, or did you go fancy?
I have a riding saddle with saddlebags, like the built-on ones.
Okay. So yes, he will place them on. Takes him about 15 minutes to gather it up. As he brings out the saddle, the leather looks immaculate. It's been polished. It's very cleaned. You don't see any like loose sinew thread or anything like that from over wear and tear. It has the appearance of being brand new, but it is broken in.
Okay.
It is very well maintained, let's put it that way.
Nice.
There's been no shortage of hardships while you've been here. Everything's been relatively provided. Like, the meals are cooked the ways that you ask them to be cooked. The supplies you've requested have typically been delivered unless it's something outrageous. That kind of situation.
Okay.
With that being said, you'd probably be going through a representative of the Rosen family to acquire goods and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a jaunt around the yard.
Alright. So this would be just a jaunt. There's no real hustle or bustle. It's still relatively early. You woke up at dawn here right now is about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So right at this point, you're probably pushing about 7:30. There's not a lot of people out. There's still this slight, not mildew, dew on the grass. You do see a couple masons working on a couple pieces of stonework that have been weathered down or something like that over the time. Proceeding along, your travel is smooth. Why don't you give me just a generic? Oh, you didn't take horseback as your vehicle proficiency, did you?
Horseback isn't a proficiency.
I thought it was.
No, it's just the animal handle.
Alright, well, throw up an animal handler. Okay. Spud pays, like, no attention. He just follows the daily path that you guys take around the, it's not campus.
The yard.
Castle.
Palace grounds.
Yeah. Walking around, no issues. Get back towards the stables. It's probably been about an hour for a slow trot.
Guess I'll retire Spud to the stables and make my way to the gardens.
Okay. So I have two different types of gardens set up here. I have the more herbalist garden, as well as the like flowers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably head over to like the flowers and shit, the more royal garden.
All right. As you head out to the more royal garden, like you said, you come across the typical assorted flowers and stuff like that. There's a large gazebo set out there. There you can see Dynan, Prince Nim Holan, as well as the Minister of Research, Ella Wilbur, which is a gnomish female.
I'll start to approach, but keep a distance to not alert them.
Yeah.
Not like I'm trying to eavesdrop, but that I'm letting my presence be known, that I am here if need be.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, you do see, again, 4 war forges. These ones, like the standard guards, look like kind of like standard guards. They're not as bulky built. These 4 that are around there seem to be heavier plate armor. What is it? Not long, short swords. But they're really not short swords. It's more of like a fist blade. It's like a 5-foot blade inside of a gauntlet kind of deal.
Okay.
If I can pull up a picture. Why are you stupid? Of course my keyboard's not working. Oh well, fuck it. They stand at the ready. The warforges that you've encountered, they all seem to have like a personality, but they're also very cut and dry, like non-emotional.
Yep.
So think of it like Star Wars or Roger Rogers.
Gotcha.
So yeah, as you're perusing through the garden, after about 10 minutes or so, the Minister of Research, Wilbur, will actually wave to you and kind of like beckon you to come over.
I move at a swift pace without making it a jog.
Alright. As you approach, Wilbur will say, "Good morning, Birchwood. How are you today?"
I'm going to turn immediately towards the prince, give a deep bow, and then readdress Ella and tell her I am very well. Very well indeed.
What have you been looking into lately?
Well, recently I've been looking into more elven history, and I'm actually quite fascinated to learn more about the history of the Warforged, and seeing if we can get a more in-depth description for the tomes to be passed down through the generations, so those who proceed, to learn from our lineage understand why we created such magnificent creatures and what their purpose was.
Well, go ahead and give me a persuasion.
That's not good.
She kind of gives out a laughter, like a I've already told you. We can't go over that quite yet. It is
Yes,
still
and I
a...
understand that you're not able to tell me anything, but nevertheless, my research continues.
um... Oh, what was I going to say? Shit. Nim Hanali looks up from his plate. He hasn't really been paying attention. Like, even when you bowed, he's just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Very young. Even though he is a half-elf, he is still a child for the most part. He's about 12 years old. He's finally dressed. He has the elven-featured ears. The kind of spindliness of the elven body frame. But instead of sporting the silver or blonde style hair, he's sporting the it's like a dark red.
Okay.
That's where a lot of his human traits come in, is in his hair and his like facial structure.
Okay.
He looks up at you and he goes, oh, how would I go for this shit? Kind of snarky tone to him. So you've just been wasting your time these last few weeks.
I understand that history can be lost on the youth, but your father's legacy, which will be passed down to you, must be preserved in all ways.
He looks a little upset by the tone used.
Let me ask a question.
Yes.
Previous encounters I've had with him, have I been more of a mentor role, which is what I was assuming? Like I've probably had to instruct him on elven history and shit like that?
Yes, you have, but the studies have been rough. You've had more luck with the other noble families that you've also been put in charge of with tutoring.
Okay. No, I was just curious because of the tone I took was more of that of a mentor than disrespect.
We could definitely back it up, and we can say you said it more elegantly, if you'd like.
Yeah. Be better off.
Yeah. Are you
So he's not. I'm walking to a fucking porch right now, so the wind's raping my mic.
Okay, cool.
I kept losing you on comms, so I have to move close to the house.
Gotcha.
So he's not like a constant student of mine?
No.
Is it more like I tutor him very rarely?
He is supposed to be attending your lectures, like 3 times a week. He might show up for 1.
Okay.
His constant excuse is I have my own personal duties to attend. But
okay, so let me backtrack now, knowing that prior history. When he says, all I've been doing is wasting my time. I'll tell him that my duties are to his father in the court, and as such my duties are to preserve history, to make sure that your father's legacy is recorded and documented, so that when you one day take place on the throne, everyone knows what your family has done in success, hopefully keeping the people prideful.
Alright. He would still have the same mentality of like brushing it off.
Yeah.
So let's cover some of your other information now that I've kind of thrown some stuff on you.
Yep.
You have classes 5 days a week. This is one of those days that you're off. These are typically held inside the library within the castle for just a couple hours.
Can you add me a notepad, please?
Yes. if you're trying to add daily tasks, this probably would be a waste of time.
I know that you're thinking of it that way, but I also want to know what my guy's history has been. So I'm kind of mental noting.
As this conversation progressed, where did I put that info? It's gone. The prince's personal advisor, Marius Cicero, starts approaching.
Once again, I will bow. Obviously, not as deeply, but more of a out of respect, showing that he is superior to me.
Yep. So, where was I going with this? Okay, so Marius Cicero is a human, black hair, fairly young, probably his early 30s. Considering humans can live up to like 90 in this.
Yep.
Dressed in this luxurious robe setup, golden color with silver trim.
So it looked more human than elvish in make.
Yeah, he is. Which one?
His clothing, the humans.
No, it is definitely more elvish in make. So it's more embroiled, and you know what I mean, like.
Yes. Yep.
He sports a decent-sized medallion, representing his position.
Yep.
As he starts approaching, the prince is gonna look at Ella and you and say, if you could both please leave. I have a private conversation that I must have.
Like bow and walk backwards. A couple steps and then turn and leave.
As you start leaving, you do catch out of the corner of your eye. Ella kind of does the same thing and then starts heading off in a different direction towards a small laboratory kind of setup. You know of it as like a laboratory setup. It's used to help make antidotes, not poisons, antidotes for poisons, there we go. Medicinal herbs, that kind of stuff.
I'm going to start heading in that direction.
Alright. Heading out that way. Again, out of the corner of your eye, kind of just taking a glance back, you see the Marius approach, kind of do a little bow, like half-assed though, and then pulls the seat up right next to the prince.
Okay.
On your way to this herbalist building, I guess it'd be more of an herbalist building. Yeah, you don't really would encounter much. You'd probably see floating in above the sky one of the sky ships. This isn't your typical sky ship, though. You know how they are like giant blimps with a boat and like fins coming off the sides of them?
Yep.
This one actually kind of looks like more of a actual, for lack of a better term, like a spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the more like.
It showed up all black. Hold on. Okay. Alright, I got it.
So yeah, there's this like ring of energy that surrounds it.
Okay. So I'm going to try to catch up to Ella. Okay, so it's not too bad to catch up to Ella?
Yeah. She is a gnome, so she doesn't travel that fast, and she wasn't like at a full run.
I'm going to ask her if she's sticking around the grounds.
I am actually going to go back and work a little more on some new herbalist techniques that we've discovered.
The things here that you've discovered on the grounds?
Some research that has been looked into for a little while now that we've started playing around with more.
And all the components are here?
For the most part.
Quite impressive. I'm going to ask her how she came to essentially be... I can't think of the word for it.
Minister of Research.
Yeah, what granted her such a privilege? And as I ask, I'm going to pull out a empty tome and inkwell.
Okay. She looks at you as you're walking. She starts talking about when the kingdom was last at war. They were seeking alternative methods of fighting instead of sending numerous armies out. So a large group of us started developing and working on the Warforge program. From there, we presented our findings to the king, and he selected me as the Minister of Research.
Yes, were you ever approached or financially backed by House Winrick previous to coming to the king?
Go ahead and roll persuasion. We weren't backed by Winrick until after. We were never backed as from the Winrick family. That did not come until we had some sort of proposal and a potential prototype.
I see. Was it the king that assigned them to back you, or did they volunteer?
With some... how to put it? With some persuasion from the Usthorth clan, or family, that's the word, the Winwicks all decided to back us.
Could you tell me more on the history of that transaction? I would very much like to annotate it for our history.
Unfortunately, I cannot.
I see. It is such a shame that we must hide this information, but with its reason, of course.
Hopefully someday we can tell the tales of what we've done.
I hope one day to chronicle that for you. Well, I bid you adieu. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
She bows towards you.
I bow back.
And as she rises, and may you have Rithin's blessing on you.
I have a grin that I cannot hide. And I will say, and may the light of the Hanali lands shine forth onto you.
She goes her separate way.
I'm going to go look for my family supplier.
Yeah. So there are, how to put this, family representatives
like a quartermaster almost.
No, it's more of like a small embassy in the castle grounds for each family.
Okay.
There's small estates. It's not like where the head honcho would live, like their main family, like the royal family's leader for that group. It's more of like a branch of it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll head over to that area.
Okay. You start heading over. As you start approaching, you see, again, since this is like a gathering location for each of them, the Ustorth building is more designed as like a barracks. Citrith is more of like a small chapel. The Winrick is just more like a generic base elvish design. Istrid is the more like pompous. It's like got these black marble with the gold veins running through it for pillars. It's got this lavish like design to the building. Looks like it's very out of place compared to these other buildings.
Okay.
When it comes to yours, like everybody else's is kind of constructed out of like a wood-stone combo, except probably Ustorth, which would be more stone. The Rosen. Very, in comparison to all these other ones, on the smaller side. Mostly constructed out of wood. Good wood, not like cheap wood. It's like made out of like good red wood, oak kind of style planking, and it has windows and they're panes of glass, but they're not like as big and extravagant. Being part of this family, you know that they are financially wealthy, but they're also quite frugal with their money spending. They will spend it if they have to, but they're not going to go lavish.
Right.
So it looks like a wealthier common building than a noble's building. It's probably the best way to put it.
So we're like the Jews of the community. We're
kind
rich
of, yeah.
We penny pinch.
Yeah, you penny pinch, but it's not uncommon for your faction to have, or your family to have these lavish parties. It's just not as often as like everybody else. It's not uncommon for you guys to have a decent personal guard / small military on you, but again, it is not as strong or as present as the Ustroth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk in there.
as you walk in, there's going to be this gentleman, kind of a gray, scruffy beard, no mustache, kind of like the mutton chop kind of deal. Not
Okay.
like a full beard. Kind of bald and on top, human. Kind of a more browned skin, like olive.
Yep.
You know him as... We'll go with Alexander. Alexander Rosen.
Say that again?
Is Alexander Rosen. He has the family last name.
But he's full human?
Yes. Like you, he was also adopted into the family.
Gotcha.
That's not uncommon. It's just like for like all these factions, they do look to occasionally adopt other people in. People who are skilled in certain ways.
Okay. Alexander, it is good to see you again.
Good morning, my lord. Or,
Oh,
if you want to be lord, you both would technically have the same kind of family standard as, like, adopted.
Yep.
Good morning, brother.
Were you able to acquire any of those texts I've been seeking?
Did you send me a message for this?
No, I'm assuming that I always have someone looking for history texts.
Okay. Let's see here. Give me a percentile. See what we can come up with. I'm assuming you're high.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Yeah, I'm high. That sucks.
No. We're gonna get something anyway, so it's just dependent on the quality. Yes, the text on the agricultural differences between here, the city, from the agricultural supply lines for the city.
Yes.
And the history of their foreman.
Very important. I kindly take the book.
It's kind of almost like a farmer's almanac kind of deal.
Yeah. Much appreciated. I hope this brings honor to our family. I shall study this forthwith, and I shall slowly retreat from the building.
Let's see here. As you exit your building, across the street, or the walkway, I should say, coming out of the Ustroth building, Ustroth. Ustroth? I'm gonna go for Ustroth, yeah. Okay. You see a silver-haired full elf walking out.
Do I recognize him?
You don't recognize him in person. You've never met this gentleman. You know of his name, though. For a elf, he is very well built, more muscular. Standing at 6'3", so he's kind of tall.
Yeah, really tall for an elf.
Right.
Because I'm fucking 5'10", and I'm really tall for an elf.
Mm-hmm. You recognize him as the family head of the Ustroths.
I'm gonna go introduce myself. kind of like walking over and bowing while walking next to him.
Yes. As you... I should also finish this description before. On either side of him, he has a militarized warforge. They are brandished in the green cloak with the silvered birch on the back of them. They have been detailed with green highlighted paints in certain areas.
Okay.
So as you approach, bowing, he pays no mind. He kind of just continues walking by. Do you try to interrupt him or anything?
No, but I'm gonna try to walk next to him as he continues, and I'm gonna start a conversation. Sire Uthroth, I was hoping to get your take on the new laws, things that have been enacted within the last year, and how you plan to enforce them properly.
Without looking at you, again, the way he's built, he's kind of got this more bassy tone to him than a normal elf would.
Mm-hmm.
Which laws are you speaking of?
Can I roll a history check to see what laws have changed?
Yes, you can.
21.
Okay, with the 21, the most recent ones would be the increased taxation on the... What are we calling them now? I gotta, fucking copy-paste that shit. Peregrine?
Have they started decommissioning the warforges?
That you would not know of.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll talk about the taxation on the Peregrine.
Yeah, let me just save that real quick. Okay, so... you're asking about that. He's going to tell you, regarding that, we are sending out tax collectors to all known provinces with the royal decree and collecting payment. Any who are unable to pay are charged interest, and if they cannot pay further, they are incarcerated.
Yes, and how long is the incarceration for?
1 year, hard labor.
I see. And is there any other plans to help those that cannot afford find a rightful way to provide?
No, there's not.
Would you be opposed to something like that being brought up?
No. Less people I can, or less resources I have to invest into these camps, the better for me.
I see. I'm very grateful to take your input on our history. I will sure to note it and chronicleize it. If ever there's anything else you'd like chronicled, you can just ask for Garrett Birchwood.
At this point, this is the first time he's looked down at you. He's very square-jawed kind of design. He's got the silver hair going. It is actually like a military buzz cut kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was very short. And you've also kind of realized that you have walked and approached to the Winrick Manor.
I've done what?
Walked up to the Winrick Manor.
Oh, okay.
Kind of more focused on your conversation. Kind of figured
Right.
that would have been a little absent-minded. At this point, he looks at you. He kind of nods and enters into the building.
I'll give a bow as I back away slowly.
You see that the 2 warforgers that were following him have entered into the building as well.
Okay. I'm gonna double back to my quarters.
Alright.
I have an agricultural book to study.
Hey man, you got the 7, not me.
It's my job, yeah.
You head back to your room. It's about midday right now. You start perusing through it. It talks about, the aqueduct systems that were designed to help provide water to the more barren areas surrounding the capital. Underwater springs being discovered and forming a method to try to artificially create lakes and stuff like that to help provide water to these locations. The soil composition compared to other surrounding regions, but inside the Parad soil composition, that kind of stuff.
Do I see anything in there about how they keep the system clean and like who cleans out the aqueducts and how does it maintain its stability?
It is being provided by the it's just like a generic, like, almost think of like a DOT group that go out and maintain them. So 3 guys show up to the work zone, one's cleaning it out while the other 2 are supervising.
I see. Alright, who pays for that?
That would be the Winrick.
I'm gonna jot down some notes.
You can go ahead and do a history check on that name if you'd like.
Why, I in fact own books that are written by him.
Okay. Let me just bring up Justin's information that he developed for him. You have heard of his name as a well-known researcher. Rumors, or not rumors, but you've heard people over-talk him with inside the castle grounds as him being one of the founding fathers from the Warforge program. One of that collective of minds that were working on it. I'm trying to find the exact race that I gave him. He is considered a elf.
I see. I must chronicle this. Okay. So I, at this point, am trying to set a meeting with, someone in the Winrick family.
Okay. Are you going to their, location?
Yes. Which is where I saw the other guy, right?
Yes.
Was he Winrick or was he Ostroth?
Ostroth. He was the head Ostroth.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Winrick man now that I saw him at.
Okay. So you approach their building. Um, do you just straight up enter in? There's like no
No,
public
I'm gonna
guard or
knock.
anything like that. Alright. After a few seconds, the door will open. This very nicely dressed man, butler-esque in style, will look at you and go, "How may I help you, sir?"
Well, I was hoping to speak to someone of the Winrick estate on a proposition to help with funding and to boost confidence with Ostroth.
One moment. He's going to kind of gently close the door. A few moments later, he comes back, opens it up. Yes, we can have something arranged for that meeting. How does this evening sound? About 6 p.m.?
What time do my duties normally end?
Your duties, you're on call as long as you stay within the premise, and about 7.
Okay. I tell him that I am on the king's call until 7.
Well, you... It is the only time we have available.
Well, I cannot shirk the king's duties, but if they have a representative that they would like me to speak with at another time, I would surely give you my information that they may ferret me out.
Very well. Could I have your name, sir?
Yes, I am Garrett Birchwood of the Rosen.
We shall send someone to inform you if we have another available time.
Much appreciated.
Again, proceeds to close the door.
Okay. I'm gonna describe the entryway to this place. Is there like a nice stone wall out here or anything?
Yeah, it is. It's a nice stone building, including like a terracotta style shingled roof.
Out leading to like the main road, is there like a half wall?
It's more of a gate system. Everybody kind of has their own.
Okay. So I'm gonna go sit out in front of that and work my notes over some more, trying to ferret out the details in my head.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be like posted up against their fence.
All right. How long are you staying there for?
Probably a good 45 minutes.
Alright. So those 45 minutes pass. No one comes and approaches you. You don't see anybody enter or exit. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the Rosen estate.
Okay.
Is it just was it Andrew?
Alexander.
Is it just Alexander that resides here, or are there? Like...
There's a few people here, but he would be the one that you probably would mainly talk to.
Is there anyone of like true nobility here, not fucking adopted in?
Yeah. I'll go with you.
So I'm gonna seek them out. What is their name?
Let's see here. So we're gonna go for no. Do we have an Isaac yet? Isaac Rosen.
Okay.
His position in the family is like uncle to the house head.
And he would be like lead palace ambassador?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to meet with him.
Your family head is referred to as Lord Harold Rosen.
Okay.
That would be, just because that should be something you know instantly.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna request that meeting with that guy.
With Isaac?
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, easy enough. Within a few moments, he comes down from an upper tier.
Gonna bow to him.
Sir Birchwood, how are you today?
Sire Isaac, I am great. I think I've found a reform that could help our countrymen. And, I just wanted to bring this proposition to you to look over before I bring it to other families.
Very well, what is it?
Okay, if you look on my notes, I have something called Birchwood's Agricultural.
Jeremy. Yep.
I'm gonna lay that out in front of him. This is the notes I've been scribbling up.
I like this, by the way. Right away,
Thanks.
agricultural shit.
Dude, my guy's thing is supposed to be history, so he's just like, fuck yeah. This is the first character that I'm playing where I'm trying to do a very...
This is the actual character.
Yes.
Cool. I dig it. I really do. So he reads it over, and he says this seems quite reasonable.
Would you see the families having any issue with this? Anything I might have looked over? The only thing I could see is Winrick being like, no, we're all set, we got our labor covered, but I don't see why they wouldn't fucking take free labor.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see an issue in that. There's no real racist faction in the nobility.
Okay.
That was the only thing I was trying to think of.
I'm gonna tell him that I did try to have a meeting with House Winrick about this, but unfortunately they're trying to ask for me during the time when I am on call to the king. Is there any way you think you may be able to pull a meet so I may propose this?
I can attempt to, but it is another noble family.
If not, I could propose this straight to the king.
That does not seem like a bad plan. You two have been getting along quite well these last few years, haven't you?
I do believe so. I surely hope so.
Well, your head is still attached, is it not?
He is quite hard to read sometimes. It's almost as if we've never had a conversation.
So, yeah, I don't see that to be an issue.
Then I think that's what I will do. I have tried to propose this to Winrick. They have not really made ways to make it easy to access them. I think my next step I will give Ostroth a try, and if I can't get through to them, I will go straight to the king with this.
Very well. I shall inform Lord Harold of this deed you have done.
I very much appreciate that, Sir Isaac. With this, I bid you adieu.
All right.
Roll up my notepad, kind of bow backwards, and scamper off.
Okay, you exit the building.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the Ostroth Manor.
All right, Ostroth. Actually, it's Ustroth.
Ustroth.
So, you start heading off to the Ustroth Manor.
Yeah, who was the guy I talked to earlier? The muscly dude?
All you know is that he resembles the household leader.
He didn't give me his first name.
He did not give you any information at all besides what you asked, and he gave it like a short, not short, but like a decisive answer to it.
Gotcha.
Give me a history check.
This is what I do!
Crit fail, no.
It's a real shame that I only have a +2, and this is what I'm known for.
Not good at it, huh? No, let's just go with Ragnar.
Okay.
That's good.
Alright. So I'm gonna go over to the Ustroth Manor. I get around a lot.
Well, considering the time frame and everything, this is still relatively early. It's like 4 o'clock right now.
Yes.
It's the benefit of having an early morning.
Yeah.
Alright. So as you start approaching the Ustroth Manor, you see, again, a gentleman with a door open. He's standing there in kind of like a chainmail at attention. He is a human. Or not human, sorry, elf. Standing there with a long sword on his hilt. And he's receiving documents from this person dressed in a shadowed cloak covering their entire body.
Okay.
What you do gather, though, is that this person is on the shorter stature, but not as bulky as a dwarf. So you're in between like a halfling or a gnome. Or a child.
Okay.
After they exchange the papers, the person at the doorway nods, and then the cloaked figure starts heading away.
Okay. Well, when they start walking away, I'm just gonna like casually say like Ella, and see if a head turns.
Okay. 2 checks.
Okay.
Give me a deception and a perception.
Did the deception not go? God damn it. There we go.
Okay. You get no response, and their hood to their cloak has been pulled up around them, so you can't see any facial features. You can't even tell their skin color from their hands because they do not have, they have like gloves on.
Okay.
And yes, the comment you made was not acknowledged.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move towards the door.
As you approach, the door hasn't like officially closed because you guys are kind of relatively close.
Yep.
The gentleman there is going to go State your name and your reasons for here.
I seek an audience with an Ustroth. Someone of true name. My name is... I'm trying to think of how to word it.
Sir would be the proper...
Yeah. Sir Garrett Birchwood of the Rosen.
He's gonna look at you and kind of like acknowledged, like head nod as like a bow kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like recognizes your status, and then he's gonna tell you, unfortunately, we are not having anybody seen right now.
I have a proposition which may free up resources, possibly manpower. I just wish to bring it forth to someone.
If you have it in documentation form, I can present it to our head ambassador.
I would very much like to bring this proposition myself, but if that's not an option, I can bring it to the king myself.
Very well then. That is what you see fit.
I appreciate your time.
Again, before you leave, he kind of does that again.
Yeah, the nod thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna turn without bowing, because he does not...
Technically below your stature.
Right.
Stature.
And I'm gonna head to the court.
Alright. So, I was kind of thinking about this. A little bit of development for the Rosen family. I'm going to say, because of how I've been pictured them kind of, as more as the family that tends to adopt than the others. The immediate family, like the head family, would be referred to as lords and ladies. Everybody else is kind of more of like a brother-sister mentality, so it'd be like good evening brother or hello sister or something like that.
Right.
Instead of formalities, the only ones that are expected to be acknowledged with seniority would be the immediate household.
Okay.
Kind of think it would be a fun little...
Yeah, it works for me.
Not as uptight and stiff.
So I shall go seek an audience with the king.
Alright. How are you approaching that? It is not uncommon for you to seek him out.
Yeah, but it would be uncommon for this kind of thing, so I would send it through proper channels.
Alright. So there's a couple ways you can do that. You can try to go through one of the, like, court guards, like the captain. You can go through the king's advisor, which would be kind of hard because he's typically with the king. Or you can try to put it through your own family's household.
Well, I already got approval from a legitimate family member, so I will put it in through the household.
Okay. So, just to save a little bit of time, doesn't take long. Yeah. They'll tell you that they'll send somebody to inform you of when and where.
Okay. I'm gonna go play with Spud for a while now.
Alright. I'm playing with Spud.
We play fetch. He's a horse, but we play fetch.
Roll an animal handling.
20.
Yeah, it works. You play fetch.
Oh, it's a common thing. We play fetch all the time.
Alright. So it becomes evening at this point. We'll say it's turning around that 7 o'clock mark. You hear the bells go off.
Okay. I'm gonna bring Spud back towards the stables.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask Gregory what he's doing with his evening.
Well, sir, after I groom and feed Spud, repair and shine the saddle if need be, I shall go take my rest before waking tomorrow at 5 to proceed with the daily routine.
You may take your rest now. I'm going to take Spud into town.
Very good, sir. Do you know what time he would be back?
No.
Very good. I shall check every hour. Good night.
God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna head off.
As you approach the... Hi. As you approach the keep's walls, the gate is open. There are several guards mixed between the Warforges as well as like a generic guard.
Yep. So, Spud is my closest and dearest friend. That being said, I would probably at least twice a week take him out on like a long run.
Okay.
Is there a training grounds for cavalry that is like not in use at night?
That would be under the Ustroth domain within inside the city it would be like more of a barracks situation. They would have like a small garrison area designated inside the city.
No, I'm not talking about like a track.
No, there is no like tracks or anything like that.
Okay, so I will take him out the gate and do a good 1 hour run around the city.
So just to help give you a picture, there is the inner keep where the castle resides. Then outside of there would be the actual city.
Yeah.
Outside of that would be like the final defense wall would be leaving that would be like a small town surrounding it of like the more common folk would live out there.
Okay.
Not saying that common folk don't live inside, but it's like lower house income kind of deal.
Yep.
So are you going all the way out, or are you just going inside the city?
All the way out.
Okay. It takes you, even on horseback, probably a good 20 minutes to get outside into the outer area.
Okay. I'm gonna do a nice hour-long sprint around the fucking place.
Okay. Why don't you give me a perception check? Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give me a stealth check?
Yeah, give me a second. Wow.
So what janky shit are you doing when I catch you?
So what you're gonna see is this woman, Tieflin,
Big boobs,
big ass tits, out in the area. She seems to be following a individual dressed in a give me 2 seconds, fancier clothes, wearing a orange tunic with the purple ship, which you recognize as the Winrick family.
Okay.
And since you said this was sprinting, you caught her in full sprint, which kind of good.
Like how close is she?
I'd probably say like 75 feet. The person that she seems to be following is probably about 50 feet from you. She's keeping some distance.
Okay. I'm gonna slow the horse and interject in between the two of them with the horse. And address Madam Winrick.
Sure, madam.
Yeah, what do you want me to... You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fair. Yes?
I see you're out here without an escort. Could I help you get to your next destination.
That would be much obliged.
I'm gonna dismount and walk the horse, and then I'm gonna like turn my head and look directly at Sugmud.
She flips you off. While you're doing that, did you take Keen Mind at all? No, you don't get a feat. So you wouldn't know that. Why don't you give me a generic history check?
Nine.
Okay, 9. Now that you've approached and you've seen this Lady of Winrick, some stuff stands out. You know them to be primarily elf, half-elf, or human, as they're adopted. This individual is more on the shorter side, almost like a dwarf would be the best call.
Okay.
So what brings you out here so late?
I left to give my stud Spud here, and I'm gonna pat the horse. A nice ride at night. But, you've piqued my interest. I chronicleize the history for the elves here, and I've never seen the likes of you in any of the family tomes. Can I get your name?
Roll a deception first, please, because you would not have access to those family tomes. My name is Guinevere. Guinevere, Winrick.
I see. How did you be so blessed as to become one of the Winrick?
I was adopted.
I myself am in the same foot, but with the Rosen, of course. Okay, I'd like to do an insight check.
Yeah. Seems legit.
Yeah. Guinevere, where are we to bring you today?
Oh, I've been requested to go to the Winrick Manor within inside the keep. Lord Ivan von Winrick has requested me. I've traveled quite a distance.
Where did you hail from?
To the map! I know where. I just can't remember what we called it. Not enough time. Fard. She comes from the farming village of Fard. I am the governess out there.
I'm calling bullshit.
Go ahead and roll it. Seems legit. Insight's really good for you too.
Yeah. Fascinating. Can I roll a history check on that town?
Yes. Okay, with a 12. Fard is a actual small farming settlement.
Yep.
It does have a ruling body out there. With that information, though, with a 12, you know that it is actually a Rosen province. It's actually one of the few locations that have actually been hit from the Dwarven kingdoms throughout the years when they have penetrated past the garrison of Lonfness. So it's not uncommon for dwarfs to reside there, like travel or migrate to that location. It's just, it's kind of your province.
Right. Okay. So she needs to get to the inner palace?
To the, inner, inside the keep, to the Winrick household manor. There we go. That's what it's called.
And she is wearing a signet ring, correct?
Roll of perception.
Well, you said I could immediately see that she was Winrick, so how did I note that?
A tabard kind of deal.
Okay. So I will give a roll for a signet ring then.
She does have a signet ring.
Okay. I tell her,
Pause.
What?
So, pause for a second.
Yep.
When you get to stuff like that, when you're asking about specific items, it would be prudent for, I'm going to tell everybody again, if you want to check to see if it's fake, it's going to be another insight check.
Oh, okay. So I will check both the ring and the, I'm just going to do one roll, but the ring and the tabard.
Yep.
Woo!
Okay. Tabard. You would know that the Winrick family typically does wear orange as their standard clothing item. The actual Winrick family and their family members typically do not wear tabards. It would be their servants, guards, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This one also seems to be hastily repaired in a section.
Okay.
Then, on top of that, the signet ring looks to be quite large for her finger.
Okay.
As well as, what's the word here? Coarse in design. You know that they would be pouring solid gold for these, or silver. But this seems to be more of a porous material, almost like a steel that has been painted yellow.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her if she'd like to take the shortcut.
Give her a persuasion, please. Ooh, that's good. A shortcut sounds fantastic. The quicker I can get to the Winrick Manor, the quicker I can resolve my regent's issues.
Gonna start leading her to where I know there's a strong Oosteroth presence.
Okay. Leading her through the main...
Just sliding away.
Yeah, because I have to sit right on the edge of the bed. Heading through, you get to the outer wall at a main gate. There is a few guards there. They are at attention.
Okay. When we're getting ready to pass them, I'm going to draw my blade on her.
Okay.
In front of the guards.
Okay. Kristen, what have you been doing this whole time as they've been walking and talking?
Still following, just a little further back. Am I roll a stealth?
Sure, give me another stealth. Jeremy, what's your passive perception?
My passive... So 14.
Alright. So you've lost sight while having this conversation and
I'm
examining
sure
her.
me and Spud scared her straight.
Let's see here. So yeah, you start entering in. There are no war forges at this gate entrance. That should have been clarified when you left as well. So, as you enter it, you get about to the midway point. It's got 2 portcullises there, as well as a large wooden door for the center.
Cool. That's where I'll draw my blade on her.
Okay. So as you enter
Same
in,
time I will say, guards.
as you entered in, the guards, knowing you because you have done this several times a week, you said.
Yep.
As you start entering and go, "Good evening, Sir Berwick."
Okay, so normally I would readdress them, and I stay mute this time.
Mm-hmm. Or Sir Barge, not Berwick. Anyways, you get this kind of sideward glance from one of them, and then you get to the point where you draw your blade.
Okay.
You see the guards have a kind of shocked expression on their face. There's 4 there. 2 instantly draw short swords.
Yep.
The other 2 are confused of what the hell's going on.
This woman is an imposter and shall be reprimanded.
How dare you? I am not an imposter.
You stand there wearing rags of a servant, yet claim nobility. I'm gonna spit, right by her face.
Kristen, what are you doing?
Just watching. I don't need to get involved if the problem cleans up itself.
You see her kind of turn her head as these guards rapidly approach. How would you do this?
I'm gonna say, if you attempt to resist, I'm going to be forced to take action.
Okay.
Alright, I pull out my nightstick and start beating her while yelling, "Quit resisting."
That's my move.
Oh, alright, I'll wait for you to do it then.
No, from
Just...
As the guards quickly start approaching, you see her look up at you with a look of disgust. "I shall remember you, Garrett Birchwood." And she puffs into a cloud.
This bitch. I'm gonna stab where she was.
Roll the hit.
Ooh. $24.
You take a wide swing with your elven scimitar, swinging at air.
Yeah.
But it was a good swing.
I fucking showed her. You guys see that?
You hear one of the guards that had quickly approached, the one that kind of gave you that sideways glance at the start.
Yep.
He turns around quickly at the other 2. "Quickly, send word to the rest of the outposts. There's a spy within inside the capital." One of the guards immediately starts running off.
I'm gonna sheath my blade, so I'm not just standing there fucking weapon drawn for no reason.
Kristen, roll a perception check.
Wow.
Okay, I'm not even gonna justify a stealth roll for her. I guess I should.
Listen, the floor tiles are fucking beautiful here. They're immaculate.
Oh my god, she's on the floor tiles. No, just...
Yeah, right?
Crit fail, she trips in front of you.
Alright, so the lady has vanished. One of the guards has run off. The guard that you have spoken to will approach you, and he'll ask you, "Do you know where she came from?"
No, I ran into her outside of town. There was someone following her. I'm gonna go look for that person, because they may have been onto her.
Very good, sir. Would you like us to send out a search party with you?
No, that won't do. We don't want to cause a riot. Not a riot, what am I thinking?
Ruckus?
Yeah.
Manhunt?
Witch hunt?
Witch hunt? A colon of dwarfs?
No, I'm gonna tell them that we don't need to worry the lower population with our problems.
Okay. So, re-exiting, are you going on horseback?
I'm gonna tell the guard one more thing before I head out, and yes, I will be going on horseback. I'm gonna tell the guard to make sure they send word that the spy was wearing clothes of the Winrick family. Servant clothes of the Winrick family with a fake signet ring.
Very good, sir. Thank you for the information.
I didn't mean to dagger, I was scrolling up. I'm not stabbing anything.
You hear him as you get on horseback and start going, relaying the information you told him to the other guard that was standing there stunned when all this went down. So yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check. Alright. How long are you looking for?
Alright, so right now I'm looking for Sugmod.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a good 1 hour search in this immediate area.
Okay. So, for an hour... Kristen, what are you doing? You're seeing this guy on a horseback, just like riding in like a grid kind of formation.
Is there people about?
You can see some guards approaching the main gate. They haven't really left that area, but you do see a larger presence there. You just see this crazy guy fucking riding on a goddamn horse. This big fucking Clydesdale style goddamn beefcake of a horse.
I'm gonna try to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, with that, you need to roll another stealth. And you said your passive is a 12?
Mine? 14.
Yes, 14.
She's gone. Lost to me forever.
You find yourself ending up in the lower income kind of district and blended in.
Yeah, I just sneak away.
You find sanctuary at one of your locations.
Okay. The bar.
So, is there anything you're gonna do there?
Probably start documenting what the fuck happened.
Okay. Jeremy, what are you doing?
Does this city have a library?
The library at the castle or keep would be much more in-depth versus any public one.
I'm going there.
Okay.
Given up on my search after an hour.
I should probably write in my diary.
As you start approaching back, the same guard as before. Have you found her? Or found them?
Unfortunately not. I'm gonna give him a brief description of the woman I saw and say that if anyone is able to find her, I'd be willing to pay a gold for information as to how to reach her. And if for any reason she is ascertained, I would very much like to speak with her before anything else comes about.
The guard's gonna look at you, and he's gonna kind of give like a gentle nod towards it, but not like outright acknowledgement.
Right. I'm gonna head to the library.
Alright. You get to the library after about another 25 minutes or so. We're pushing like 9 o'clock at this point, 10 o'clock. Getting kind of late. As you approach the castle or the keep's wall, you see that there have been more guards posted. You have no issue entering. The gate was closed, but as you approach, you do have the proper documentation to enter in.
Okay. Gonna head in.
Alright.
I've realized my guy is missing a vast pocket of knowledge that he needs.
Such as?
Law. Because now he's contemplating, should I have maimed her?
All your answers are in the all note.
What do you mean?
Read it.
No, all set.
It's beautiful.
That's your guys' note system.
But it's important to know how I feel about the situation.
Bullshit! I'm not gonna get paid!
Well, essentially.
Continuing on. You get to the library. There is nobody in there, not even like a librarian. It is dark. As soon as you take a few steps within, braziers automatically start lighting up with a light red glow instead of like the typical yellow. There's large cathedral-style windows with glass panes, the colored glass as well.
Where's the wall section? I guess I gotta go turn Spud in first.
Okay, so we'll backtrack a little bit. Say by the time everything's settled, you get there, you're dropping off the horse. Gregory looks a little tired. He's like, you've returned.
Yes, I told you to take the night.
Yes, I shall once I'm completed with my task.
I'm just gonna walk away. Whatever I try, dude.
So, continuing. You get there, you start looking for information on law.
Yes.
Alright, give me a investigation. With the vast amount of books in here, you find like generic laws. Stuff like don't steal, that kind of shit.
Yep.
So that takes you a full hour. So we are pushing like 11:30.
Okay. Is there any like general law books?
That would be part of another investigation.
I'm gonna ask.
There is no librarian here.
Oh.
There is no other researchers. You are the only one in this large library. That's why I had you roll the investigation to find it.
I shall continue looking. Whee!
Okay. So, as you continue to look, you do come across the law section. There is information on quite a bit of stuff, including some more of the more recent laws imposed. So, with your 19, I would say you can pick one item or one topic to research. One specific topic should be.
Citizen's arrest.
Citizen's arrest is permitted on the grounds of protected, or for citizen's arrest is permitted for the purpose of preservation of the town, city, well-being of the people, as long as it is justified. You would be required to voice your reasoning in a court setting, or to a officer of the Ustrith command.
Okay. So I'm just gonna keep reading the books to just get like general knowledge that I can make a history check on later.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually switch to Kristen for a little bit,
Okay.
so that she's not just sitting there.
Kristen,
I'm writing in my diary at the bar.
your target has escaped.
Yes, I noticed. But I got to flip a guy off, so it's okay. I got my point across.
So, the person in charge of your handling within the Thieves Guild is asking you if you've acquired your target.
I'm gonna say no. I got interrupted
By who?
by some jackass on a horse.
This late at night?
Yeah. She poofed away, and now people are searching for her. And as someone who doesn't like drama, I'm not gonna hop in on a search when 8 million other people are searching for her.
We have tasked you with finding this individual.
Yeah, Dad. Okay. Alright. Fine. But I'm gonna finish my drink right quick. And then we'll go back in. I'm just letting you know they're probably looking for me now, too.
Well, don't get found.
You're so sweet. Alright.
So this gentleman is a dragonborn.
Of course.
What is it? Copper scaled. Has this like nasty scar going from the corner of his mouth up behind his ear. He also has like one eye that is milky white, and it looks like he took like a maul to the face there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all just
He's crunchy,
yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Alright. Think I'm gonna remind him that I was hired to be eyes and ears, not stabby.
Yes. Eyes and ears, and you've lost your target.
Fair. Alright. Guess I'm going back up. It's dark now, so I'm hoping to be fine.
All right. Why don't you give me a survival to try to track him down?
Oh, a thing I'm not good at. Hey, never mind, I'm great.
I'm not good. Nat 20. So you walk back.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another stealth check as well. Okay, beats the guards. I'm pretty sure it does. Is there a
Far away? Yeah.
So you're not seen when you return to where the
Scene was.
yeah, where she pooped out. Within a matter of seconds, you find her foot trail path. You've been following her for quite a while, all the way from the town to down here.
Okay. So I will resume my trail from her footprints.
Yes. It leads you to the castle keep.
Okay.
Protected by a wall, as well as a few guards.
Do you want me to roll something else?
What are you doing?
Sneaking through.
Okay.
Is my stealth persistent?
We can keep it persistent.
Okay. Is this where you bring in mega guards just to fuck me?
No.
Okay.
Those are later on.
Okay. Just gonna keep. Of course. Hey,
As you
that
try.
survival right there means I survive. See?
No. As you try to approach, you have one of the armored warforges see you instantly and start approaching you as you're trying to find a way around the wall.
This is Cape Dan. Is he coming at me threateningly or friendly?
Not threateningly, more cautiously.
Okay. Can I say hello? See if I can talk my way out of the shit?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
State your name and business.
I'm just gonna, not a performance check, it's gonna do it. Oh, it didn't. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna roll a deception and try to say my name is something totally different. Give me a second, I'll think of a good name.
Would you like to see the noble names?
Yeah. Friggin' Erstrad for sure. I am Grace Erstrad. Yeah. Deception. And fuck you for coming up to me thinking I'm a bad guy.
What's an insight check based off of?
An insight check?
Yeah.
Wisdom.
He looks at you and he goes, "Why are you outside of the castle wall, ma'am?"
I'm an Erstrad. I'm clearly drunk.
Fair enough. Oh.
You see why I picked this one? This is a good one. Alright.
Do you need an escort?
Yeah, to the door. I need to get in here.
Very well.
Thanks, buddy. Let's go for a walk.
Dude, these guys are fucking retarded.
Level 1. Tord.
It also doesn't help that you got good rolls.
I'll never get a good roll again.
I know. You enter in.
Yeah. Still following these footsies?
Yeah. You enter in. The guards leave you alone. They advise you to return to your housing, to your manor.
I will do. Take a little walk, sober up, and I'll be back. Thanks, buddy.
No, we don't want you back. We want you...
back home.
Okay.
Just sobering up, taking a stroll. It's nice. See that deception, Brett?
Yes.
That means I survive.
So continuing.
Yes. Following footsies.
Following the footsteps.
Feeling quite confident right now.
Go ahead and give me... Never mind, you're what's inside the manor. Persistent rolls. We all good still with persistent rolls?
Yeah.
Okay. You find yourself at this large kind of cathedral-style building.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are closed, but through these glass pane windows you do see a bunch of low-lit red braziers.
Okay.
The footprints tend to end right here.
Alright. Can I peek through the windows and take a gander? Would you like me to roll perception?
Yeah.
Alright. Blam.
Looking in, you see one gentleman sitting there with several books, just reading.
Fucking nerd.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yes.
So yeah, you see the gentleman sitting there reading. Jeremy, what's your passive perception?
14.
Okay. You hear creaking, Jeremy, on the upper level of the library. Kristen, directly behind him on another raised platform, you do see this dwarven woman sitting there, dagger in hand.
Oh.
Did I hear creaking from like above me?
From behind you and up.
I'm gonna like slowly turn my head and go, shh! This is a library!
I was gonna say. Do you want us to... Can I get a strike in on this dagger-wielding fool?
From the outside in, she's about probably 120 feet away.
So what's the range? How far is this? That's too far.
Jeremy, after you say that, you hear a thump. Does a 7 hit?
No.
Alright, does a 13 hit?
Nope.
Alright. So in quick succession, you have 2 bolts land right beside you. And this was after you had turned your head. You do see that they came from the same target.
I did not mean to click that, sorry.
Yeah.
That's me just trying to read it.
Yeah. So at this point, go ahead and roll for initiative.
There it is. There's my beginning of the end with the bad rolls.
Yep. Jeremy, you gonna add a turn?
Add a turn?
Finish.
Yeah, Nish.
I rolled it.
It didn't pop up.
It's a 6.16, but it didn't pop up on the turn order.
Oh,
Click
did
your
you not?
character.
Is it because you haven't added a turn to my character yet?
You should be able to. I've unlocked your character for you.
Let's
I'll just
see.
type it in.
Ooh. Yeah, sorry.
Alright. Birchwood. Your go.
Yay. What's the nearest cover?
The table that you're sitting at.
I'm gonna flip the table over and, like, hurl myself behind it.
Okay, give me a strength check. These are large, heavy tables.
Oh boy. Never mind.
So that is your action. You still have movement and bonus action.
I'm gonna dive under the table and yell for guards.
Okay. That works for me. We'll consider it, because of the elevation and stuff. Let's say you got full cover right now. Bandit's turn. They're going to do...
Pew pew.
At what? You're behind cover. They're gonna move. They're gonna try to get a more advantageous point of view on you. I would say with enough flanking. Let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. If that was a table. I would still say with their movement they wouldn't be able to. So I'll put in like another 25. So at this point you would have like 3/4 cover, so plus 5 to your AC, I believe.
And it would be the same if I was attacking them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kristen.
Where the hell am I on this map?
Blue.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna start making my way in towards Mr. Nerd.
Alright, Jeremy.
Yes.
Or I should say Garrett or Birchwood. I gotta remember to start doing it like that. How far would you like to go?
As far as I can, because I'm a mile away.
So, with that being said, you hear the doors open up, and you see this tiefling woman that you recognize running in.
Is he close enough for an Eldritch Blast?
Not,
120 feet is the range, so he still looks really far away. Hell yeah. Is he 50 feet away?
he's like, with elevation stuff, probably closer to like 75, 80.
Well, I'm gonna blast him anyways.
Alright.
This guy's a fucking douche. Alright. Let me give that a little butterfly.
Nice.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll damage. Wow! Fuck that guy.
So,
I ticked.
Jeremy, you hear
Yes.
this crackling energy coming from this person shooting up. She does not say a word. And you hear the dwarven woman up top yell, "Shit!"
Is this the dwarven woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
The bandit icon is just a man, so.
Okay, yep.
Jared, is your turn.
Alright, I have a question. Can you quickly, with the paintbrush, draw out what cover there is? Specifically between me and them. Is there any cover closer to them?
Closer to them. Yes.
Bookshelves or something?
Another table kind of set up here. And then again, kind of more like evenly spaced out this way.
Do you know there's a rectangle tool?
Yeah, but I'm just drawing quickly.
You are beautiful.
And then, just that way you can have a better line of sight. Let's just change this to black. This is kind of the balcony shape where they're at. So in fairness, I am just going to move them because that's where they would be. Alright.
Just do something right there. Yeah. Alright. So
elevation of 15
Yep.
feet.
Yep, you're good. I'm going to use my Fey ability to teleport.
Okay.
Boom. And now I'm going to take my movement to step out, and then I'm going to cast on her, and I should have advantage because she still should think I'm under the table. Correct?
You do leave a visible smoke.
What?
Read the description of Misty Step.
It's not Misty Step. It's...
Can you link the
Yeah,
description?
yeah, I'm trying to get to it. The Skype thing's in the way.
Should be under your character sheet.
Yeah, but my Skype thing was in the way.
Oh,
So I was
gotcha.
trying-
Gotcha. Bonus action. You can magically teleport up to 30 feet. Yeah, okay, that works.
So I'm going to step out, and then with advantage... I don't think it matters, because I think it's fucking safe. God damn it.
Hold on. I don't think it would be at advantage. Because you would still have to step back into the line of sight to see. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you want another?
No, that's fine. I cast Toll of the Dead. Bitch.
Let's see here. Rage. One action. I know they have to make a wisdom save, alright.
So I guess the only difference is I wouldn't have fucking teleported. I would have just stepped out.
Yeah. Go with it. What's your DC?
I think it's 13. Just double checking. Yeah, spell save DC is only 13.
Yep. So the bell rings, they kind of squint their eyes, and they shrug it off.
Bitch.
So you still technically would have your bonus action.
Yeah, no, I got nothing else.
Alright.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yep.
Ah, damn, it doesn't work. Never mind. It's only if I fail an attack roll or if I fail a saving throw, not if they succeed.
So, recommendation.
Yep.
You are out in the open, you got no cover bonus. You might want to pop yourself back under a table.
Yeah, but I don't want them shooting the lady.
Yeah, it's your choice.
I just think that's how my character would be.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, bonus action, right?
Yep.
Question: in this game, is it one spell?
It is by the rules. One cantrip, one spell.
Okay, so Toll of the Dead is a cantrip.
Yep.
So I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith. Alright, so I'm gonna throw that on her and then get under the table.
Okay, question.
Yes.
5 feet to get from underneath the table to step out.
Yep.
And then
you could even count it as 10 if you wanted to, as difficult terrain or whatever.
No, it would only be. I would only consider it 5. It'd be like the equivalent of getting up from being prone.
God damn it.
Would, so that would be 5, or it wouldn't even be prone technically. So 5. So did you go around or did you jump over a table?
I probably went around. So there's 20 feet.
Yeah.
I'll just move under this table this time, though.
Okay, yeah. Just go ahead and slide your fog. Cool. So you got 3/4 cover again. Alright. Bandit. Thump. Does an 11 hit?
Me?
No, Jeremy.
No.
And then you shall lose line of sight as they start moving that way. Kristen would be shortness now. You would also lose line of sight.
So they're running away?
Yes.
Is there stairs?
Yes, there is. It'd be probably closer to this side.
Alright, how far is that from me? Probably out of my range.
If you use all of your abilities and stuff, it'd be 60 feet max. So you'd just be at the stairs. Probably starting to go up them, technically.
Alright, I must start pursuing.
And so that's going to take your action and your movement.
Yep. How far away are they from me?
You would be able to barely see her.
Is it 30 feet? Fuck. Alright.
45. Alright. Garrett. You've lost sight.
You said it's 15 feet up, right?
I'm considering it like you're like squatting, so I'm just saying it's going to take 5 to get out of that cover.
No. The balcony's 15 feet up.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna blink onto the balcony.
Alright. You can see up there, dropped at the wall's edge, a crossbow light, and you can see the female running off. She seems to be heading towards a window.
Bitch.
Save is 13.
Yeah. Yes!
1d12 necrotic damage.
That's not a lot, but still.
But if you get a 12, it's a decent amount.
Yeah, if I got a 12.
Is Toll the Dead the one? No, it does not get staggering effects. Okay. So again, this person seems to like squint their eye. They seem very shooken up.
I'm gonna finish by moving. 15.
Why aren't you dragging? There we go. 3 guards enter in from the rear. Or from the main entrance, I should say. These 3 are elf. The person of interest goes and exits a window.
Okay.
So that's all you would see. I'm just gonna move them down, just that way it's out of my line of sight. Sigmard.
I want to get to the top of the stairs.
So is that?
Oh, I'm gonna go all the way up the stairs. I'm gonna
You still got 15 feet of movement.
see that she's ducked out a fucking window. And for the second time tonight, I didn't get to put manacles on anyone. Alright, I'm gonna double use my friggin' shit again to get outside.
Okay. So there's a rope there. Are you rappelling down from it?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Roll a dex.
Did this go well? No. Alright, I'm on my ass at the bottom.
Okay. So you try to hold on, and you start falling. You're going to take, let's see here, every 10 feet is a d4, d6. It's a d6 for every 10 feet. 10, 20. We're looking at about 20 feet, so we'll do 2d6.
Five.
Yep. Because you fall flat on your ass, you're also prone.
Well, I was running away.
There's also a dwarf standing right there next to you.
Oh. Can it not be their turn?
Garrett, it is your turn. The guards look up. They do see you.
I'm gonna yell, the spy went out the window!
Guard will quickly, like the lead guard will be like, quickly, round back!
And I'm gonna try to follow where I saw the dwarf go.
Alright.
Come down the rope, it's safe.
So, from your spot, we're looking at, I would say 30 feet to the window.
Okay. I'm gonna run over there.
Okay.
Can I see her from the window?
Yes, you can. You can see, Sigmard? Is that what it is? Sugmat.
Just call her Mad Dog.
Alright, whatever. You see her on her ass sitting there kind of gasping for air. You see the spy now with a actual dagger in hand.
Spy!
That helps me so much.
Well, if I kill her, it does.
Oh, you know what? I need wisdom.
Because the only other thing I have to be touching you to do, so...
So that's 2 2s in a row for the wisdom save, so give me that d12.
Come on, big money, big money. Get ready for another 2. Ooh!
I think that's enough. It is enough. You see
Blam.
them, like, grasp your head, then their chest as they fall over. You hear, as you're laying on your ass, the spy went around. You can hear footsteps approach on either side.
Can I see Garrett up there?
Yeah, you can actually, looking down.
Can I say, call off your fucking guards? I got one, I need it later.
So that is your turn.
That's fine, I'm
Are
still...
you getting out?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
You're gonna move?
Where is there to go from back here?
You can try to crawl up.
Yes, my dexterity has proven me so much help later. So.
I cut the rope. Nah, just...
As she climbs.
Fucking nerd.
Oh, man.
Long live the king.
Well, listen, my ass hurts. I probably broke my tailbone. I want to go home. No, I'm going to say call off your guards and I'm going to get up.
Okay.
And if any of these guards come over, I'm going to Eldritch blast the shit out of them. Ah! Oh, is that guard who guided me in hanging out?
Nope.
Shit. I was going to say buddy.
You know what? Go ahead, give me a percentile. Do you want me to roll for you?
Yeah, hell yeah, low.
Come on, 100.
Yeah!
Okay.
That's a good thing for me.
From around the corner, the guards come around. You do recognize the one that was there.
Hang on, let me roll my deception for quick look drunk.
Garrett, with amaze, you see her standing up. She was kind of like holding her ribs. Yells at you, call off your guards, and then sees that guy turn around and instantly just starts acting like she's fucking plastered.
No spy here. No, I'm gonna say he went that away. I'm gonna point.
Yeah, that's the... Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna point at the wall.
Garrett, what are you doing?
I'm gonna point at the corpse on the ground and say, "Quick, retrieve the body."
Can I have the lighter again?
And I'm gonna start making my way down this fucking rope.
Good luck.
Give me
It's slippery.
the dex check.
Is it
hold on,
dex or acrobatics or?
How are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm just
Are
gonna
you
jump
repelling?
down. I'm just gonna jump down. It's 20 feet, right?
Yeah. You can do an athletics to try to reduce it. There you go.
Nope.
Acrobatics. So you backflip out, you land. A little sore, jumping 20 feet. Knees a little gummed up after that, but you don't take damage. No more metal bar in my ass when I sit like this.
Let me get you a pillow.
I'm gonna look at Sigmund and say, can I get someone to look at your wounds?
I'm fine. I just need a place to... Nah, I'll go home. Fuck it.
You're more than welcome to my quarters tonight. You've saved my life.
Fair. I did all the work.
Yes,
Yeah.
This was all you.
He's so chivalrous.
Every bit of it.
Alright.
All the casting and everything. No.
In fairness, if she wasn't playing tonight, that encounter probably wouldn't have happened the way it did.
You're welcome. I brought bandits to your door.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, I'll take him up on the offer. If I didn't have 9 hit points, it would be a different fucking story, but...
So, the guards come around the corner. They quickly approach. You have... 4 warforges and 4 elves.
So as far as the guard knows, I'm fucking Drunky McGee from the other house.
Yeah, I'll also, because I gotta use the bathroom. I'll say that they collect the body. Are you vouching for her?
Yes, I'm gonna say she's under my employ.
They're gonna look at you weird, or at least the Warforge will. I go very well.
So how far's your house?
It's in the palace.
Oh, so you live here.
You don't.
I'm from the other house. I'm from the Erstrad family. Woo!
I've never heard of them.
Huh?
That's Bushstraw?
Erstrad. The drunk ones.
That makes sense as to why you were onto the spy. I understand now.
Yeah.
Well,
So why did you feel the need to interrupt me earlier while I was, working?
well, as you can tell, I'm not used to, being the enforcement. I just saw a woman who looked like she was in need of help.
Fair.
Unfortunately, my profiling skills are not very well trained.
That's alright.
So, you don't need to come back to my place. You can go to the Ustrons. I mean, you're more than welcome to come to mine, but it is but a humble room.
That's fine. Just somewhere to get a small rest in before I start heading back.
I believe we're passing your manor.
Oh yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? Those drinks get you every time. Alright. I'm gonna awkwardly start heading that way. Like I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Alright, since we're not rolling against each other, my guy's gonna just say to you, you know, if you don't belong here, you can just tell me. It's not me a favor, I know you want.
I'm gonna save that for something a little more important than playing drunk then. I'm sure you've already figured it out.
No.
Bitch called me out. Can't say nothing about it.
Did he get a good roll?
He's like, if you're from that family, your house is like right there. I'm like, oh.
Fair enough.
Don't say that. Alright.
So where are you guys at?
Just chit-chatting.
Have you made it your way back to your...
You told me to go home.
Oh.
I told her that, she's more than welcome to stay in my humble room, but we are passing her manor. And then I kindly informed her that, of course, if that wasn't the case, you did save my life, I owe you a favor.
So I said I'm going to save that favor for something else.
She will head back with you.
Okay.
You guys get back, it's like 1 in the morning at this point.
I fucking sleep in my chair so she can have the bed.
Alright. Do you have the benefits of the rest?
Yes.
Alright. So you wake up at like 5. 6 o'clock, I would say, because this is probably the most exerting stuff you've had to do here for probably... How long have you been in service to the court?
I've been in service to the court for like fucking 300 and something years.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's been like 150 years since the last time you've had to exert yourself like that. Before leaving the church area, or not the church, the library, can you just give me a perception check?
Switch and escape.
Alright.
So I got a 20 on that perception.
Okay. As you are heading back to your lodging, you do see a cloaked figure as well. Same kind of cloak setup as you saw before at the Winrick house.
What does it appear to be doing?
Just watching. And it's not like completely hidden, it's kind of just standing out.
Okay. Make my way back.
Alright. So you get your long rest. Kristen, you're passed out still.
Yeah. Will I be able to rest enough to get my health back?
You will still be sleeping, but Jeremy, you're going to have a knock on your door.
Okay. I'm going to don my armor
Okay.
and walk over to the door.
This knock is at the typical 6 o'clock time, by the way.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door.
Again, it's your maid, for lack of a better term. She presents you with your daily meal. She also informs you that the king requests your presence.
Very well. Could you make sure that my company gets a fair breakfast?
You see the maid kind of do like that sideways look in, looks at you and goes,
I open the door enough so she can like see that there's another person in.
Yeah, no, like she like looks in to see her in the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's into goth girls. Hell yeah.
You see her kind of a light grin on her face and go, very well.
Thank you, Helga.
Can I take a trip out a little bit?
There's more in the car.
Okay. So, I'm gonna walk over and wake up the tiefling.
Okay. So you don't get your long rest.
Shit.
Would you like to use your 1 hit dice to heal up?
Yeah.
What is your hit dice? I think it's a D. It doesn't fucking put it in, of course it didn't.
It's not a great looking hit dice.
What's it, a D? It's a D8 for a tiefling.
BN8. BN8. Even if it's a 5, I'm fine with that.
1. 3.
I'll take 3. I'm almost
So,
low.
you're awake.
What?
I'm requested in the court. I'm going to have to leave you, but you are more than welcome to stay here, and I have a servant gathering you breakfast. As soon as I'm done with my dealings, I will more than gladly escort you wherever you need to go.
Alright, Alright, I'm probably gonna eat breakfast and dip, though, so...
Well, that's up to you. I'm just offering if you'd like an escort.
That's fine, Nah, I don't need an escort, but thank you.
Yes. By the way, my name is Garrett Birchwood, and I am
Garrett.
pleased to have made your acquaintance.
Well, since I'm clearly not Grace friggin' or Strahd, I'm Sugma. And you don't need to know my last name.
It's a pleasure to meet you. With that, I'm going to turn and leave.
Walk into the throne room where you've been requested to meet the king. As you get to these large hardwood doors reinforced with iron slabs, the guards proceed to try to start opening it. As the door crack open, you hear the very distinct voice of Prince Nimhalal. Hanali, sorry. Mid-conversation with his father, you hear, as the door opens, "I do not wish to learn from that vagabond. He is not even a true noble. He was adopted into the damn family of the Rosens." You hear the response as you start entering in from Adrenhal, the king. "You will learn from the individuals I appoint to you. You cannot just learn anything. You must learn our history and our heritage from someone who understands it. Your damn advisor does not understand our ways." Do you interject at all?
Nope.
Nim responds with, "He is not someone who does not understand our ways. He is progressive thinking. He understands better than you do. He has shown me the ways of the real world and not this pampered lifestyle. He has shown us that what the fuck are those people called? Peregrines are lesser than us. Lesser than the common folk that reside here. He has shown me the way of the military powers. All that vagabond Birchwood teaches me is fucking history."
And don't forget the Fae. I teach the Fae as well. No.
No?
No, I don't say that. But
Adrin responds, "You will learn, and you will not fight me anymore on this. I also hereby order Marius Cicero to be removed from your audience." Nim responds, "You do not have that power over me. I may choose my own advisors as our ways are, as our customs are. You have chosen yours.
Can I make a history check to see if there's a loophole in that so the king does have pull?
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
No. Seems legit.
You taught him that in history class.
Yeah, you did.
Probably.
Nim immediately turns around after stating that, and proceeds to start walking, sees you, and gives you like a 12-year-old like snare.
Cool, I do a not so gracious bow.
As the Prince Nim starts walking away, Adrin starts trying to get up. This man is quite old, or this elf. How old do they live to? Like what, 700?
200 something. 800 something.
It's 800 something because I went mid-age.
Yeah, he is like pushing it.
He's 902.
You see him struggling as one of his personal attendants or assisted him up. He yells, "I have not dismissed you. Get over here. We must finish this conversation." Does not listen and walks out.
I patiently wait. I'm still, like, back towards the door, like, waiting to be called forward.
Yes. You see, Adrin. Like I said, he's very old. He's actually pushing it. You know how, like, elves keep their longevity, like, look to them? Mm-hmm. He's, like, pushed past that point. He looks like he's, like, a 110-year-old human.
Okay.
His hair, it's starting to kind of fall out a little bit. His crown kind of covers the bald spot. He has no facial hair, obviously, because he's elf. His ears aren't as pointed. They're kind of, like, starting to droop down a little bit. His clothes fit extremely loosely on him. As he is being held in position by his attendant. He'll address you. I am sorry, Sir Birchwood, you had to witness that. And how ignorant my son is.
I'm gonna move forward and bow, like, real deep. Say, Sire, it is often lost in the youth the power of history.
If it, they must learn from the past. If they do not, how can a kingdom progress?
I completely agree. This is also why I have sought an audience.
That is not why I've called you. I've not heard of this yet.
I understand. How may I assist you?
I am getting quite old. I was wondering if you would spare some of your time to go over some of the history that I have created here.
I am at your call.
We can... He is having a hard time breathing at this point too, as well. Like, you can kind of tell he's exhausted from that encounter this early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What was I thinking? We can talk about this at a later time. My good friend Birchwood, what do you advise me on today? What propositions do you bring me?
I'm gonna hold out the scroll towards... I'm assuming there's normally, like, a guard that would collect it and bring it to him.
In your specific situation with this, it is... In your time serving him, you guys have actually gotten along pretty well. It is not uncommon for you to sit beside him during scribing situations, pass him documentations directly, that kind of stuff. You've, like, earned your right.
Okay. So I'm gonna approach slowly and hold out the scroll.
As you approach, he raises his hand. You see that his fingers are long and, like, dehydrated, bony in nature. He grasps the scroll, opens it up.
I tell him what I propose is an agricultural and taxation reform proposition. I essentially just read it word for word to him.
Yep. Why don't you give me... Nah, fuck it, I'm not gonna have you roll. I was gonna have you do, like, some sort of memory check to read it, like, memorize it. But fuck it. He looks over, and you can see this, like, look of confusion and shock at the same time. Why are the Paraguay being taxed unfairly? Who authorized this?
It was passed in the last year, my lord.
I never passed such laws. He looks at his attendant. They just kind of like, I don't fucking know, like, shrug.
It would seem there may be some corruption within the court, then, my lord.
There must be. I shall rectify this situation as quickly as possible. Sir Garrett Birchwood,
I task you with something of great importance.
Yes, my lord.
Please, I beg of you, find who issued these orders and report to me why and whom they are.
Yes, my lord.
His attendant kind of butts in at this point. Sir, you must take some rest. You're looking quite feeble. Not feeble, quite exhausted. Maybe the proper word. Weary. There we go. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, I'm good at words.
Quite weary. Very well.
My lord, one last thing.
Yes.
Might I have a right that gives me permission to ask nobility about their involvement?
Yes. I shall have it written up for you.
Thank you, my lord.
Expect it within the hour. You see his attendant assisting him getting up again. Struggles. He bows towards you first.
I take the deepest bow I could, like forehead to the floor bow.
And he starts like old man shuffling off.
No one's gonna believe this when I write it in the chronicles. No one.
What was that book? The Odyssey. There you go. Like half of that shit that made no sense about fucking hydras and crap. Medusa. All right. So, Jeremy.
The table because you're about to flip again.
No. Kristen.
Yeah.
Why this was all going on? What are you doing?
I had breakfast and I left to report to Mr. Dragonborn that hey, followed some footsteps, found beef bitch, and I totally legit took care of it all by myself.
Okay.
That's not the person I was looking for, though, is it?
No, it was.
Ah, she was short.
Mm-hmm.
Shorter than I thought. Well, she's dead.
You haven't gotten to that point yet. As you're trying to exit the castle, you are being escorted on your way out. When you've been interrupted by a higher ranked guard. And he orders his subordinate, the one escorting you, to return you to Garrett Birchwood's quarters.
Alright, I'm gonna sulk on his fucking bed for a while and touch all his stuff. Does he have anything good in here?
Roll a investigation.
Oh,
No. Here's the difference. Are you looking for something specific, or are you doing a general search?
I'm just poking around.
Okay, so that's a perception. Nope.
It's got fucking garbage. It's all trash. Books and shit. Who wants books and shit? I do, only if they pertain to magic. It's not history. But
Garrett. You return to your quarters.
I'm gonna walk in. Oh, you're still here.
yeah, they won't let me leave.
Who would not let you leave?
The guards, they walked me back.
Well, did you inform them what house you belong to?
Oh, you're a funny one.
It's a real zinger.
So you said you were gonna escort me out, yeah?
Of course, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I kind of got places to be and shit to do, so
I also have a proposition for you.
kind of proposition.
I could use an assistant, and would be willing to pay.
Assisting with what?
Well, I'm following up an investigation for the king, and I just need someone who can watch my back.
A little more detail.
Make sure I don't get stabbed with pointy things.
Fair. I was wondering who you were searching for that's so dangerous, so you know I can keep an eye out. protect you from the right
Well,
person.
it's not who I'm searching for that concerns me. I've already had someone shoot at me with a crossbow in the past day. I'm sure more are to come.
Fair. Alright. Well, how about this? I'll take you up on your offer just because you're getting me out of here. But I want to be paid in advance.
Yeah, so what is your cost?
How much money do you have?
What is your cost?
Shit. Brett, can you pull up his gear?
Yeah, fuck you.
Nope. So the current job that you just had to follow and apprehend and bring this person to the guild is going to pay you about 10 gold pieces.
Oh, good.
And it's been about, a week-long process for you.
Say 10 gold is fair.
And what is the end of servitude here?
Whenever you decide people aren't coming after you with pointy things.
There's
I
a
hand her
knock on
10
the
gold
door.
immediately.
As you are about to do the transaction, there is a knock on the door.
I still hand her the 10 gold.
Alright, I'm gonna be ready with an Eldritch Blast in case they have a knife.
I'm gonna slowly open the door.
As you open the door, you see Isaac Rosen, slightly out of breath.
Isaac, what seems to be of concern?
The king has passed away.
I just, take a fatal pause, jaw drop.
Yeah. I would say probably it's been about 20 minutes since you last seen him.
Yeah. I was just with him.
Suspect!
You were just with him how long ago?
20 minutes. In his court. The attendant was there.
Did he seem well?
Not really. He got in quite an argument with his son.
That damn brat.
This does not bode well.
No, it does not. We must return to the manor and start making preparations.
I cannot.
Why?
Even though the king has passed, I was tasked with a duty.
Which was?
I am to find who passed the bill of... I don't have an official name for it.
the law of
The sanguine
racist
taxation.
One, that racist one.
yeah.
Yeah, the sanguine taxation. It was not passed by him, but it was passed during his time. Even more foreboding, he told me that I would have a writ within the hour so that I may question the other houses. I wonder if there is foul play at hand.
Well, the household shall start making preparations to attend and finance the funeral, as well as prepare for what might come from the prince's crowning.
Isaac,
Yes.
who would profit from the taxation?
Who would profit the most? The kingdom as a whole, I would assume.
The kingdom as a whole would be losing money. Would it not be for funding something particular, maybe?
Let's see here. What would he know? No, not that I would be aware of.
Okay. Isaac, there's one more thing I want to bring to your attention. Before the king passed, he tried to have... what the fuck is the prince's name?
Nim. Nim
He tried to have Nim's advisor removed, but as his is right, Nim continues to have that advisor. That human, he does not follow our ways, and I have a belief the prince will be strongly influenced by this. it might be smart to withdraw some of our funding.
I shall pass this information along to Lord Harold.
Very well.
Make sure you watch yourself out there. If you believe that there was foul play and you were one of the last to see them, they may be coming for you.
I understand. Isaac, I've always seen you as a friend, and if something bad is to happen, I am honored to have been in the same family as you.
As I will. As I am. What is that? How's that phrase goes?
As am I.
As am I, brother.
Did he just call me brother?
Yeah, you're both adopted. Oh,
I thought,
no.
Isaac
Yep.
was...
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different one. Sorry, my bad.
No, I was confused by it, that's all.
No, good call. Good catch. As you are finishing up this conversation, though, you hear someone clearing their throat behind them. Lord Isaac Rosen, you have been requested, or your presence has been requested by Nim Halal. Turning around, you see the same looking short figure dressed in a black cloak, wearing a silvered mask.
Okay.
Isaac will respond to him. What does the prince need? You must have heard of the most recent events that's happened. Yes. He wishes to discuss your family's involvement with the upcoming funeral arrangements. Kind of looks back at you. Very well. Lead on. He proceeds to follow this individual.
Okay. I'm gonna go getting the fuck out of here, so I'm grabbing my notes and shit and putting it in my backpack.
Okay. You're looking for your notes. What notes are you looking for?
Just the recent ones, the like my personal diary page and the agricultural page that I had received and shit like that.
Okay. Alright. Would you have kept any other information here?
Yeah, all of the Elven history books that I could have gotten would be along the walls
Okay.
in my bookshelf.
Any other personal notes?
Personal notes? No.
Okay. Start gathering up. What are you doing? Watching all this just like... Sitting in bed, just sulking to yourself?
Hey, about that walk home you were gonna give me.
I thought you were under my employ.
You're right, but I still have things to do real quick.
Very well. Come with me.
Oh.
So as soon as I wrap my stuff up, I'm heading to the stables.
Okay.
Grabbing Spud.
Yep. Garrett? No, not Garrett. Gregory. Kind of like dark circles around his eye. But you're pretty late, Cesar, this morning.
I am indeed. The king requested my presence.
Ah, what an honor.
It was. Gregory, do we have any horses for guests?
Give me a percentile. Unfortunately, sir.
I gotta call you, dude. You're breaking up so bad over Skype.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of. It's not you. It's on my end.
Alright. Okay, I'm gonna add the recording then.